lunch in the Jewish community. I won't tell on the bros for immunity. Can't beat them, that shit ain't gon' ruin me. I'm the only one now that outdo me. I got hoes by the pool tryna do me. My life like a movie, get hit in the water. Don't got put in no work, guys in order. This shit ain't got serious, the meetings come plural. I'm leaving by more, we swiping and keeping no word. I'm young.
So now that we are all set up and ready to go, I hope you guys enjoyed the little montage of the products that we're going to be using today. Again, we're using our cashmere lashes in 0.03 C curl in size 13 millimeters for this particular video. So in this video, I wanted to demonstrate for you guys the difference between wide fans and more narrow fans. So more wider fans typically at the base are obviously going to be more wider, and more narrow fans are typically going to have more of a skinnier base. I always get that question because as when I post my reels or if I'm posting a video of my lashes, I do say like wide or narrow fans depending on which layer you're using and everything like that. Creating texture with using wide fans and narrow fans together in one complete set will help you create fullness, fluffiness, and wispiness within your sets. But I wanted to show you guys an updated version of me making fans, but creating two different fans as well. So when I want to use wider fans is typically when I want to do a more fuller, darker, denser set, or what I like to do for mainly like really textured sets is put spikes at the first and top layer, and then at the third and fourth layer I would create like maybe wide fans or narrow fans to create density and texture. So I really hope that makes sense. But again, we're gonna go ahead and show you how I make my wide fans and then how I make my narrow fans. What's the difference? So just about there, right? All right, so now that you guys can actually see how nice and fluffy they are, again, I'm just gonna go in and brush so you could see how really fluffy these lashes get compared to when they're not brushed out. You see how just fluffy, how beautiful they are, just so ready to go ahead and lash. So we are gonna be using our Veyes boot tweezer. So one thing I love about using this particular tweezer is you guys already know I'm a 90-degree type of tweezer girl. 90-degree, kind of almost 45-degree as well, but definitely where it's got that perfect right angle. I love a good tweezer like that. It's not only gonna help you with hand fatigue because it's gonna keep your wrist straight, but it's also easier to grab lashes with. So I personally just love to use a 90-degree angle tweezer. If you are a 45-degree angle girl, that's great. Just grab any tweezer that you like. I'm just gonna be using this one for the sake of this video, just so that if in case you guys need a good tweezer that I recommend, it is definitely gonna be this one. Out of all the volume tweezers that Veyes has, this is definitely my favorite. So let's go ahead and begin. For when it comes to making more wider fans, the key is to grab at the base. So as you can see here, I'm grabbing a couple lashes and I'm making them pretty big because I want to do a pretty big fan, and I'm going to pull towards me, and you can already see how beautiful that grip is. I'm going to move this out of the way real quick. All right. And then all I'm going to do is pinch, and I'm going to pinch at that base and lightly wiggle my tweezer nice and open. And there you could see already those lashes moving. And as you can see, look at that gorgeous fan. Snatched base, all right? Now you're gonna go in and gently dip into your glue. And I kind of do like this sweeping motion or dipping motion as if it was a classic lash. Release my lash a little bit, and there you have it. You have a beautiful, perfect fan. Let's place this on my back of my hand, and there you have it. Let me scoot back a little bit so you guys can see more. What am I doing? Okay, and there it is. Look at her. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see. Come on. You're not working really good for being a macro lens. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful fan. Gorgeous, okay? So, why is it so important to grab more at the base? Well, now we can talk about creating narrow fans, okay? So when it comes to creating narrow fans, instead of grabbing more towards the base or the, I wanna say, I'm gonna call this the lash line, okay? More of the lash line, this sticky part right here, or like I said, the base of where you're grabbing eyelashes, you're now gonna go and grab more towards the middle, okay? So when you're, again, we're making wider fans, we're going towards the base more. When we want to make narrow fans, we're going to go towards the middle more of the extensions. So again, I'm grabbing a pretty good amount. I'm gonna grab in the center. I'm gonna pull towards me. Again, a very, very beautiful snatched grip. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's set this to the side. I kind of ripped that tissue there. So again, now I have more of a snatched base. Again, all you're doing is doing those light little wiggle movements. Boom. And as you can see, oh, one got loose. I loosened up my tweezer a little bit. It's really hard to do this. I have the camera like right in front of me, so bear with me. There it is. And then you guys can see how narrow that fan is compared to more of a wider fan. Let's see if you guys can, if I lower my hand down there. Do you guys see the difference? The base is a lot more skinnier, and up with the narrow fan, the base is a lot more longer and thinner. So again, I'm gonna take my glue, gonna gently pull in and kind of let go so I can grab it more towards the top of my extension, and boom. There you have it. A gorgeous, skinny, snatched base. Ugh, I don't know, there's just something satisfying about a perfect lash. And then here again is the wide fan. There's no glue on it, so let me see if I just do a little bit of glue, if I can get it to stay there. Okay, no, so we'll just put it here. We'll put this one down, and we'll put this one down. So you guys can like really, oh, actually no, we'll put it up against the tile. And there. Let me angle you guys down toward more, so then we can really see the difference. And there you have it. All right. So you could really see the difference between those two bases, okay? One is a lot more skinnier, one is a lot more longer. So that is gonna be the difference between these two lashes and how to create them. So I found it just to be easier by where you're placing your tweezer when you're grabbing your extension. So again, I'm gonna lift up. We'll do this a little bit further away. Okay, so again, if I want to create more of a wider fan, and I'm going to take less, just so you guys can see, you could even do this with lesser lashes, grabbing more towards that base, pulling towards me. I always remove like this excess one. Sometimes this happens, sometimes it doesn't. And then again, we are going to pinch and wiggle lightly, these micro movements. There we go. Look at that. Another perfect fan. This tweezer is amazing, you guys. You really should get your hands on it. Boom. And there you have it. The perfect snatched lash. Let's replace this. There we go. Okay. There. And then as you guys can see, beautifully perfect snatched base. This is no re-edit, you guys. This is raw footage. I'm telling you, these lashes are to die for. Where did the other one go? Did I lose it? Where's the narrow one? Okay, so we're gonna make another narrow fan and show you guys from far away. Okay, again, we grabbed at the base to create a wider fan. So now make a narrow one. We're gonna go a little bit more, like kind of halfway, pull towards us. Beautifully snatched base. Going to pinch, gently open up your tweezer as we pinch. Beautiful. Sometimes I'll even push the lashes like that when they are overlapping. Boom. Dip in your glue ever so lightly and let your tweezer open up slowly so you can grab it more towards the top of the lash, if that makes sense. Yes. Wow. As you see, I'm telling you guys, real raw, one strip. There's no messy glue that looks like I've done it a couple of times. Like literally these lashes are so fire. This tweezer is amazing. Honestly, it's mainly your tweezers that help you when it comes to your lashes. And when it comes to creating beautiful, perfect sets, it's all in the tweezer. Like No, not necessarily. When it comes to creating like beautiful sets, you guys, it's all with your lashes, your glue, and your tweezer. These are your main 3 points that you need. You need great lashes that come off the strip easily. You need a good glue that dries at the speed that you are. And you need a perfect tweezer or a great tweezer that just has this great grip. And it's just gonna allow you to make those slight micro movements for when you're opening up your tweezer. So now, this is mainly not like a volume course type of video. I don't want it to be that way. I just wanted to show you guys the difference between creating wide and narrow fans. And as you can see, again, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one right next to it. Dip in the glue just a little bit. Boom. And you can see, let's zoom in more. Here are 2 wide fans next to that narrow fan. Okay. All right, we're gonna do it one more time. Wide fan, grabbing more at that base, pulling towards you. Oh, that was horrible, I felt that. All right, one more time. Okay, so one more time. I'm gonna go ahead and grab at that base. We're creating a wide fan. I'm gonna pull towards me. Lightly do micro movements, open up that tweezers ever so slightly and kind of pinch, wiggle around those lashes. Boom. Dip in your glue, open up your tweezer a little bit, let that lash slide down. Now you have a perfect grip where you're not gonna get the extension stuck to your tweezer. That's very important. And then we can place this little bad boy down. And there you have it. Beautiful, wide, mega volume fan. All right, now we're gonna do a narrow fan. Again, not grabbing towards the base. We're now gonna grab towards the middle. Pull towards us. Get rid of any excess lashes that you don't need. Gently wiggle. You're pinching higher now. And you see how already that creates that narrow fan. Dip in your glue ever so lightly. Adjust your tweezer grip. So now that you're higher, so now that you can angle your wrist exactly at the angle of your natural lash. Placing it down on the dental bib is probably like the hardest part, to be completely honest, but yeah. Stay. He's being a butt, for sure. There you go. Okay. Bring you guys just a little bit higher so you can see. There you go. Narrow fan, wide fan, wide fan, wide fan, and narrow fan. Okay, I personally, when it comes to my sets, I love creating narrow fan eyelashes. If you've noticed in a couple of my sets, I'll go ahead and display them as I'm talking about them, but narrow fans do relatively create different types of looks. This is a set that you can tell that I've done really narrow fans. As you can see, like the lashes really just create this like textured type of set. It's very wispy. It's not too full, but it's dense enough. And here's the difference between me using a wide fan, creating fullness, darkness, and depth within that eyeliner effect with lashes. Now, when it comes to other sets that I've done as far as like not wet sets, I'm sorry, when it comes to making strip lash effect sets, I am using these 2 types of fans to create texture and density. So at the top, you create a spike, right? Usually your first top layer is when you're putting your spikes down. Your second layer, I usually will do narrow fans. Even when I'm doing hybrids, especially wet hybrids, I will create a wet fan and then do a narrow fan right next to it. That creates the most beautiful, angelic, natural yet full looking hybrid set that there is. So yes, yeah guys, okay. And that's pretty much it. That's exactly how you would create, or what is the difference between making a wider fan and a narrow fan, and exactly how to do them. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and hope that you guys learned something as far as the technique goes. If you are struggling to create those wide or narrow fans, please let me know in the comments down below if you did find this video helpful, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Love you guys so much, and don't forget to purchase these products. I'll leave my coupon code down below. As far as everything will be linked of all the products that I did use as well. All right, guys, see you guys in my next one.